You're gaining experience here anyway.
So there is a television show called Pan Am. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And, um, you know, probably heard of the concept before. Um, there's a similar show, at least I think it's similar, and it's called Bomb Girls. And I've got it on right now. I was just trying to listen to some music. It's actually so cold outside. Freaking cockroach or something, beetle or something. It's so cold outside. But I have fewer places to go, and actually I feel sort of more on the spot. And it's not, I don't know. I mean, I've literally been so scared here so many times for so long. And, you know, what it comes down to is that any sort of conflict, when it's about a constant or a variable, still somehow manages to miss the point, which is what what we agree upon. And I usually don't know what that is. And therefore, you know, I don't get along well with anyone these days. Because you forgot that we haven't done that for various reasons. Because you do know me intimately, or I know you intimately for various reasons. But that's not enough, you know, it really isn't. It really isn't the same thing. Sometimes I catch myself saying out loud something that I have heard in my head a bunch of times. And guess what? It is different. Doesn't matter how many times you hear it. Doesn't matter if you write it. Doesn't matter, you know, like, whatever. If you freaking dance it out, it's just not the same thing as affirmation, you know, socially. You know, we do so much to try to communicate things, and you think if you have an audience, you know, that you've done your part. I mostly am able to believe that, like, people don't pay attention because you fail to follow along with what's going on, which is a lot of stuff, you know. So I don't really, you know, get too bothered by it, because I really, like, I was just thinking about, like, back when I used to be, like, dating, like, as a teenager. Oh my gosh. And I even, like, people would probably pay to see that. And it's not for sale, by the way. But, like, just crazy, because I was just like, meet me at the beach and, like, whatever. I don't know. It's just so funny. But, no, seriously. I'm just thinking, like, across the board. I was initially offended by a failure of ethics, but I was convicted at a very young age. And so it is different. And I have reason to believe that some people feel so resolute and absolute that they feel like they are, you know, born anew every day, with the number of sacrifices, or I don't know. But that is something else as well. And there are people like that think that they're stronger by being archetype without any personal. And you think like, well, is it even possible? You know what I mean? And it's like, bruh, if you stole the one expression from me that like I require in order to communicate my depth, and you feel nothing about it every time, and I just have to look at you if I want to feel my pain, yeah, we have a problem. Because you see, it's too paycheck to paycheck, you know, like, and you act like you're an investor. And that's the thing, is like there are these major you know, like contradictions. And you know, I would get into it, but that's the point, is that you are distracted by how sensational it is. But again, we do not have a constitution that is shared. I am entertaining, you know, historical perspectives and sci-fi perspectives and magical perspectives, and something about being dragged on with time, like purgatory, you know. And it's like, that doesn't work together just because I said it like sequentially. That doesn't mean that it's related, you know. And that could be partly my problem, because you don't give me the time of day. It's like there's something that you want to argue with me about, or, you know, heaven forbid, there's something you think that we agree on. Maybe we don't, you know, or maybe you don't give that enough time and consideration. But I am at wit's end. And I do want to know what works. I've always wanted to know what works. It just seems that you are resigned to believe that I know how to suffer. Well, I think you're possessed by a demon, but